You're about to find out how it all went down.
Indeed you are.
Let's kick some ass.
Vroom vroom everyone, and welcome to my review for Trail Out, a purely arcade racing game with destructive elements. Blow up some stuff, drive through market stalls, roadworks, and even shopping malls, all in the name of destruction. Unfortunately, there are no speed cameras to destroy. Marvel at the bizarre antics of Mihailich as he challenges 7 other competitors in a festival of carnage to be crowned the ultimate champion. Trail Out is a lot of fun if you're looking for a purely arcade racing experience with destructive elements and a tongue-in-cheek approach. The cutscenes between victories are hilarious and are testament to how boisterous and bizarre Trail Out is. Driving mechanics are not the best, with a very lightweight feel to driving, and objects in the road can sometimes have curious effects when hit. I hated the music and it had to be muted. It's always nice to have some semblance of a story in a racing game, but they're usually very shallow and predictable, and although Trail Out is a bit of the same, it also manages to delight and entertain with its witty cutscenes and interesting characters.
What the hell are you making all that noise for?
You shouldn't have come back to the
Take the
festival.
balls out!
Ivan. I'm taking your cars and your documents.
Don't you think you want too much, Tavarish Mihailich?
Need I remind you that I'm a black belt?
Of course, the characters are all a bit stereotypical for racing games, with the obligatory sexy outfits on the ladies, the mean Russian, and a #1 enemy to topple. Actually, the story did possess an air of mystery and intrigue for a short while, but it all fizzled out and culminated in a bit of a cheese fest. At first, I wasn't sure if there was a programming error, as the subtitles clearly did not match the vocals, but after you settle into the game, you realise it is a very clever B-movie tactic to sprinkle cheese on the already cheesy and tongue-in-cheek atmosphere.
You got a problem with girls? Maybe you should grow some hair on your matchstick head. Or is your man in the tank top enough for you? Your damn license is in the car. Mihailich.
What?
The results are delightful and the antics have me chuckling away. Driving is enjoyable if you don't mind the fact that the car feels quite lightweight and doesn't drift around corners. Personally, I am fine with that, but I did notice that hitting the smallest of objects can send you flying into the air and tumbling down the track. This sort of spoilt things for me in a way, as I tended to avoid obstacles rather than smash through them. This doesn't seem to happen on every track, however, just the occasional one like the docks. Destroying environmental objects is rewarded with nitro, but the nitro didn't have the effect on speed I was expecting. For starters, it wasn't obvious enough that you were actually using nitro. There wasn't much flair, noise or flamboyance. It was all a bit dull, and often I had to look at my speed dial to see if I was actually working or not, and sometimes it wasn't. There seemed to be a bit of a flat spot on the controller when using nitro. When it does work, you don't zoom past cars in a satisfying manner. I used full nitro and stayed level with opponents who were driving without it, so it seemed like a little pointless. But on the other hand, if you have no opponents nearby, the burst of speed is evident. The reset button will reset your car in lightning speed and can be used almost immediately after you start to tumble. It's so fast that you can actually gain an advantage by using it. I'm not quite sure if I approve of this or not. For one, it keeps racing fast-paced and annoyance-free, but it doesn't provide any penalty for crashing. I guess it is up to you when you want to use it, however. The actual racing is incredibly fun though, even with these minor flaws, and there is a difficulty adjuster to make the opponents harder or easier. I found normal difficulty to be suffice, but the adjuster does not make any difference to the no-time events, where you have to beat a time to earn a medal. Moving the adjuster up and down does not change the time needed to win, and those were the only events I could not finish in first place. There are a plethora of shortcuts and advantageous racing lines for you to find, and some were very secretive but very satisfying to pull off, driving up ramps or crashing through buildings towards you with fans, and is generally a lot of fun. Even the top cars don't feel so fast that you're out of control, and grip is generous enough to manage corners without too much braking. This creates a nice flow and arcade feeling experience. The damage model was good. Watching your car disintegrate as you pile into opponents or watch my highlights fly through the windscreen was fun, but damage didn't seem to have much of a detriment on driving. Winning events earns you money, and destroying obstacles, environments and performing stunts earns you fans. I had no trouble with the money side of things, maybe a little to start off with, but by the end you will have more money than you know what to do with. Earning fans is much harder, and you'll be prevented from buying some top tier vehicles even if you have enough money, as upgrades need a certain number of fans. There is a little grinding towards the end to obtain the most expensive cars.
Mihalich, I have installed the Fast app for you. There you can accept challenges from fans, get more popularity for it, and also collect donations. Check it more often, it will help you.
You have a festival app which allows fans to donate money to your cause, suggest challenges to fulfill to gain even more fans, and complete achievements to earn money too. You can even go live and stream yourself being silly to gain fans. Upgrading your garage is costly but well worth it, adding extra slots for purchasing vehicles, but more importantly it removes the need to repair your automobile and saves you a lot of money. At the scrapyard you can purchase vehicles and then upgrade them with more speed, acceleration, control and durability, and you have 40 vehicles to purchase with 3 different classes. Some are suited more towards destruction derby type events like 4x4 trucks, vans and lorries, others designed purely for speed, while some possess a mixture of both. You have 21 slots to fill, but you only need 3 vehicles to cover all the bases. There is quite a variety of different events on offer, including cross events, where you race short tracks that cross over, increasing the chances of accidentally smashing into opponents, demolition events, which have you pitted against the other 7 opponents in a last man standing scenario, where you crash into each other's vehicles causing damage, timed events, where you have to beat a fixed time, escape, where a plane shoots missiles at the last placed vehicle, hunter mode, which allows you to destroy random vehicles as you are racing around a course, general races between opponents, and stunt events like darts and bowling, where you hurl yourself through your windscreen and try and hit the dartboard or knock over the pins. When you have allotted enough fans, you will be able to take on an opponent in a one-to-one race on their territory, and sometimes they have help from friends who will try and hinder your progression, like gangsters and trucks shooting at you. There is usually 2 parts to each challenge: a chase event where your opponent gets a head start and you have to beat them, and a demolition derby type event. I didn't really have much trouble defeating them, and the final boss was a huge letdown as he was the easiest one to defeat.
Try to chill out the life, cocksucker.
Trail Out is a lot of fun, especially if you like arcade races. There are a lot of different tracks and enough variety in game modes to keep you entertained for the whole of the single player campaign. I absolutely love the story elements and cutscenes which set the tone of the game, which is light-hearted, casual and funny. There is no multiplayer currently, and perhaps the car physics could be improved to make it feel weightier, but it's an excellent racing game which will put a smile on your face. Okay, that's all for another review. My next review will be for The Plague Doctor of Whipra, a point-and-click medical adventure where you play as a plague doctor trying to bring relief amongst the ignorance, superstition and religious zeal of medieval times. It looks to be a fresh take on the genre with original content and interesting human interactions. If you're interested in that one, please click the notification bell, and if you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe or leave a like to show your appreciation. Thanks, and I hope to see you soon.